Welcome to WholeCEO with Lisa G. I'm the best-selling author of The Boss Weight Loss. I'm bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually pull up a chair with today's top experts in mindset, weight loss, business, and more. Learn our top tips so that you can have more energy, be fit and resilient, feel unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. He's a presenter, host, edutainer, highly regarded social media personality who's grown a community of 1 million followers in under 3 years, a charismatic, bold, smart, and engaging content trailblazer with a magnetic personality and message of empowerment that has seen his content go viral, averaging 4 million views per month and attracting the attention of major media publications, including Forbes and Inc., being announced as one of the top 10 influencers to follow in 2021 and awarded International Man of Empowerment 2021. He uses his gifts for communicating and presenting to inspire, empower, entertain, and uplift. I'm so excited to welcome to the show Ahmad Imam. Welcome.
Thank you, my friend. It's an absolute pleasure. And what a lovely introduction. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, I have been following you on LinkedIn for a long time where we've met, and I love all of your level up lives, everything that you're up to. And that's why I invited you here. Let's jump right into the content. I want to talk about mindset hacks that can help our audience to win.
God, where do I start with that one? Look, I'm all about confidence and courage, so a lot of what I've experienced myself and a lot of what I teach my clients is how to build the confidence and courage they need to destroy their doubts. Everybody has doubts when it comes to content creation, about how they look, about how they sound. Am I adding any value? So my hack when it comes to mindset for, let's say, content creation specifically is nobody cares about what you look like. Nobody cares about what you sound like. But if you have a message that can actually serve someone, that can benefit someone, then you've got an obligation to share that message. So the mindset hack is really reframing your perspective, reframing it from yourself and thinking about yourself to thinking about how you can best serve others. And that should give you the ability to put out content much easier without having those doubts.
I love the way you're removing the limiting beliefs and making it not about us, because I think that's where I got stuck personally when I first started speaking. I coming from a background of just being an anxious freak in general, which is why I drifted to exercise. Once I realized it wasn't about me, speaking became a little bit less anxiety ridden for me. Once I want to have a message and serve others with what I teach. And I love everything that you talk about billionaire thinking like a boss habits. Do you want to expand upon some of that?
A lot of thinking like a boss and billionaire habits is really around reframing your mindset. There's no time to dwell on a negative. There's no time to dwell on a past. There's no time to dwell on past mistakes or failures. It's really all about reframing that mindset and using those failures and mistakes as lessons to then progress. And it's really nothing new, but I think they're important reminders that we all need every once in a while. And more important than that, it's important to do it consistently. So it's great to have that mindset and that reframe for 1 day or 2 days. But if you can do that for 6 months consistently, your life will change. If you can do that for 3 to 5 years, can you imagine the progress that you would make? So a lot of it is around positivity, optimism that then leads to growth. But consistency is absolutely the key. And look, I'm speaking personally, right? If you spoke to me 20 years ago, I was that shy, awkward kid that wouldn't be able to have a conversation, that wouldn't be able to look you in the eyes. And I've personally gone on a journey of growth myself to be able to get to where I am now. And they're the habits that I've learned. You know, a lot of it is centered around confidence, courage, that then leads to growth. But the key for me has been consistency and just taking it one day at a time and making sure that I'm better than the person that I was yesterday. I don't need to compete with anybody else. You know, I'm not comparing my chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 50. I'm comparing me to me. I'm comparing the person I am today to the person I was yesterday, and that's it. And if I can honestly say that I am much better than a person I was, let's say, 1 year ago or 5 years ago, then I'm happy. I've made progress.
I love the way you speak to consistency, because in any goal, really, it's not what you do once in a while that's going to help you progress. And do you have consistent morning mindset hacks that you help people to become that boss and thinking like a billionaire? Because I know myself, having a meditation practice has changed my life.
Oh, look, meditation is very much up there for me as well. I mean, any opportunity you have to just pause, get into the right mind frame, which is usually centered around gratitude and being grateful for what you have as opposed to what you don't have, puts you in the right mindset combined with some sort of physical activity, will set you up for the day, in my opinion. And also, the diet is very important. You know, I start my day with fresh juice, like literally taking fresh fruit and squeezing that into a juice. And it's an incredible start to the day. But having that right mind frame, pausing, you can call it meditation, you can call it reflection, you can be standing in front of a mirror giving affirmations. I don't care. But having that opportunity with yourself to not only reflect on gratitude and why you're here and why you're so grateful, but also set yourself up for the day. You know, visualize what you're going to achieve for that day. And that's something that I do every single morning. And yeah, mindset wise, it absolutely sets me up.
I love that you do that every single morning, and that speaks to the consistency. And I love your Level Up Live is pretty much done weekly, no matter where you are in the world, right?
It doesn't matter where we are. And look, we've kept it consistent despite, you know, I've got a co-host, of course, Michael Lane. Despite one of us being overseas, I frequently travel to Dubai. Regardless of the time zone, we're there every single week because that's what we're all about. We're all about consistency. And I think we're very close to our 100th episode. I think we're up to number 93 or 94. And we've actually got one later today. And yeah, again, it's all consistency regardless.
Well, I love the way you're showing up in the world. That's why I wanted you on the podcast. I have one more question for you. And I know that you are a shining example of this too, about building strong business relationships. Do you have any hacks or tips for our audience about how they can follow in your footsteps?
100%. Look, a lot of what I've been able to build and where I'm at now, I never would have dreamed of being, right? So I mean, I've been able to build and open some very very large doors. Let's put it that way. But invest in your relationships. You know, take time to actually invest in relationships. I've had relationships that I've really wanted to foster and maintain. In some cases, build that I've worked on for, you know, for 2 to 3 years. You know, before I was given some sort of opportunity. And that means investing in it with your time, with your energy, sometimes financially. But relationships need trust, you know, and trust requires time. And so I definitely say invest in those relationships, find out where you want to be, and who is that person that you need to be in contact with to get to where you want to be so that you can ask them for directions. And then invest in that relationship, you know, add as much value as you possibly can to them for a long period of time. Again, be consistent and you will get your fruits, you will get your rewards. I can promise you that. But invest in important relationships, and that also means your partner, your kids, your family, your friends, not just business people and business acquaintances, but also the people that you love that are around you as well.
Well, thank you for those amazing tips, because I know sometimes it can be so discouraging if you try to reach out to somebody and they say no. But no is just a starting point if you're just building a relationship and adding value if 2 or 3 years later you're saying some of these relationships are coming to fruition for you.
Oh, absolutely. Look, no is part of the process. That's fine. But like I said, try and start with adding as much value as you possibly can, and very rarely will you get a no. So it all depends on how you approach it and your delivery and how you approach it as well.
All right. Well, I know before we even started recording, you were telling me about some of the high net worth individuals that you help do the amazing social media results that you've gotten for yourself. Can you, first of all, tell our audience what you're up to and where they can find you for more information?
Absolutely. So you can definitely find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. My handle for both is @the Ahmad Imam. I'm very active on both. You can also find me on TikTok. I'm not as active on TikTok as I am on the others. So if you really want me to respond, I'd recommend either LinkedIn or Insta. I'm doing a number of different things, and I love being busy. I love having many different projects open at the same time. I'm the ambassador for Success Resources. I'm the ambassador for one of the royal offices in the UAE, Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi office. I have a number of strong relationships and partnerships with a lot of businesses that I genuinely believe in. We have Forbes kicking off in Australia, which is super exciting. That's going to start in Q3 of 2022. So we're talking about the publication, we're talking about events. It's going to be super exciting, especially for Australians. And I'm a social media consultant. So I believe that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, that you can just replicate the wheel. And I've learned a lot of valuable lessons on my journey to build 1 million followers on LinkedIn, and also build a substantial following on Instagram. And so what I do is I work with high net worth individuals, CEOs, executives, professionals, coaches, consultants, it doesn't matter. But usually people that have a lot of influence offline and want to be able to translate that influence online. And that requires content creation. It requires engagement. It requires being able to leverage off someone that has already done it, an influencer that has already been there and done it. And that's what I assist with. So that's definitely my service. If you want to build influence and visibility on platforms like LinkedIn, on platforms like Instagram, please feel free to reach out and we'll have a chat.
Thanks, Ahmad. You're doing a great job out there on LinkedIn. And I love that you mentioned engagement. So not just post and hope for something, right? You actually have to engage with people.
Absolutely. If you want to receive the love, you've got to give the love all the time.
Thanks, Ahmad Imam.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks for coming to WholeCEO with Lisa G. After over 20 years helping people lose weight and get fit, I'm so excited to announce that I found the missing link with my coaching. Message me if you want to learn how to look better, feel better, and go faster with a master. Lisa G at lisagfit.com.